From Washington, this is VOA News. Al-Shabab takes credit for 28 killed in a Kenya bus attack, and U.S. Secretary of State announces careful progress in Iranian nuclear talks. I'm Vincent Bruce reporting from Washington. Somalia's Al-Shabab Islamists have claimed responsibility for an attack in northeastern Kenya in which 28 non-Muslims were killed. Police say the Al-Shabab gunmen ambushed a bus and killed the 28 non-Muslims who were singled out from the 60 passengers on the bus. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says negotiators have made careful progress in talks in Vienna on the future of Iran's nuclear program. It was Secretary Kerry's first comment on the talks since arriving Thursday. VOA's Al Pessin reports from Vienna.
Kerry met again with his Iranian counterpart Mohammed Javad Zarif and spent part of Saturday in telephone meetings with 4 foreign ministers from Persian Gulf countries Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. Iran has officially renounced nuclear weapons, but the negotiators from 6 nations representing the UN Security Council want verifiable guarantees, including a sharp reduction in Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and intrusive inspections. Iran wants more capability and a rapid end to international economic sanctions that have crippled its economy. Al Pessin, VOA News, Vienna.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says Western nations are using economic sanctions to create regime change in Russia. On Saturday, Lavrov cited prominent figures in Western countries as saying, due to the Ukraine conflict, there is a need to impose sanctions that will destroy Russia's economy and incite public protests. There's more in this story at our website, voanews.com. This is VOA News. The United States has released another inmate from the prison of Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and transferred him to Saudi Arabia. The Pentagon says the Saudi inmate, Mohammed Isa al-Zahrani, was approved for release last month after military, justice, and homeland security officials determined he was no longer a threat to the United States. Zahrani will take part in a rehabilitation program in Saudi Arabia. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden has met Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Istanbul. The meeting comes as differences between the two NATO allies remain between the two NATO allies over Syria. However, at a joint news conference, Biden stressed that relations between Turkey and the U.S. remain strong.
And the one thing that is absolutely clear is that the depth of that friendship and the resolve of that partnership and is as strong as it has ever been.
The government of Mali has confirmed a new case of the Ebola virus. In a statement Saturday, the Malian government said one patient who has tested positive for Ebola has been quarantined and is receiving intensive treatment. They also say 2 more patients are being tested for the disease. 7 Ebola patients have been confirmed in the West African nation, and all of those patients, except the most recent case, have died. A new congressional report concludes there was no wrongdoing by the U.S. military and the CIA in the response to the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, on September 11, 2012. The attack by Islamic extremists killed Ambassador Christopher Stevens and 3 other Americans. Mr. Obama's Republican critics allege the White House and State Department lied about the incident and ordered a CIA rescue team not to go into action. Melinda Gates, co-founder with husband of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has been awarded the annual prize by Policy Institute Chatham House in London. Henry Ridgwell reports from London.
Melinda Gates and her husband Bill launched their foundation in 2000 with the aim of improving lives through healthcare and access to education and technology. At a ceremony in London Friday night, Britain's Prince William paid tribute to her work.
Melinda set up the Gates Foundation to change the world, and change it she has, transforming the lives of women, the poor, the sick, and the disadvantaged.
The foundation is deeply involved in the fight against Ebola. Melinda Gates warned against generalizations.
We talk about Africa sometimes as hopeless, and I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not the case.
Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.
I'm Vincent Bruce in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.